All right, everyone, we have new polling for the upcoming presidential election. I realize that it's not even the midterms yet, so this is very preliminary, very, very petulant, and practically useless. But we're going to go through it anyway because it's fucking hilarious. Look at the RCP polling average here. What do you see? Effectively, you see a scenario where it's expected that it's going to be J.D. Vance, who is doing a good job generally, or Marco Rubio, who is also doing, unexpectedly actually, a good job. We'll see what happens with that. For the GOP, versus either Buttigieg or Gavin Newsom on the Democratic side. Now, Kamala is technically speaking a distant third. It must suck. You were vice president of the United States, but you're in third place behind a governor from a blue state and a transport secretary post East Palestine. This shows me several things, this polling. Number one, Kamala Harris is useless. If she is coming in behind the French laundry man slash complete hypocrite from a blue state, and the gay Dracula, who didn't even do anything as transport secretary of any meaningful sense, except to be upstaged by Donald Trump. If she's coming in third behind them, that's not a good look. Believe it or not. Buttigieg, I thought, was the most electable in the last round. But it didn't really pan out for him, and now he's got so much baggage that I think that he's probably not going to be the nominee. You could do worse, but you could also do better. Gavin Newsom has a terrible amount of baggage. Again, he comes from a safe blue state, so he's got no particular swing state appeal or anything like that. And he's made a fool of himself. He's effectively trying to be like Trump on Twitter every day. It's not working so well. Liberals will say huzzah, but the thing is that 99% of the people that are congratulating you on how witty your posts are were already going to vote for you in the first place. So it doesn't have the same impact, I think. And then Kamala, I mean, she's just a hot mess all the time. I mean, she's not hot, but okay, she's just a mess all the time. We'll put it that way. On the GOP side, though, you have two potential contenders here. J.D. Vance is currently the vice president of the United States. He's very much out there. He's not like a lot of other vice presidents. Many of them hide in the shadows. You think of, well, Harris herself, or Cheney, or something like that, or even Joe Biden when he was VP. In the off chance that he did actually come out of the curtains, usually he was playing the fool. He played the court jester on TV, I suppose. You remember that big fucking deal quip by him, and Obama was like, "Go away, Joe." It was pretty funny actually at the time. I've got to admit, there was some humor in the Obama-Biden dynamic. Okay, so we can give him credit for that at the very least. As far as Rubio, he is unexpectedly good as Secretary of State. He's well-spoken. He's very much improved from, the debates in the 2016 election. He's now got more experience in the state and so forth. I don't know whether I would vote for him. I would vote for J.D. Vance. I know that because he leans into the memes and it's hilarious and, whatever. And he's a former Marine. Hoorah, Semper Fi. With Rubio, I'd be more on the fence. I don't think he would be as strong a candidate as J.D. Vance, but we're going to have to wait and see because he's more tied now with foreign policy. The vice president is going to be more tied with legislative issues as the tiebreaker in the Senate. So we're going to have to see where that interplay lies. Both of those candidates, though, are viable. Do I believe that some combination of Buttigieg, Newsom, or Kamala Harris is viable? No. The Democrats must run a dark horse candidate because everyone with any name recognition in their party has so much baggage that it's probably impossible or at least improbable that they win a general election. Winning the primaries is one thing. Perfectly fine. But if you lose the general election, then it's like, hey, the bridesmaid, not the bride. That's basically the way that it goes. So when Kamala Harris, of course, won the non-primary for the Democratic Party because it never happened in the first place and she was simply coronated. It became a little bit of an issue. There was a reason that she lost the electoral count and she lost the popular vote by several million votes. This was not a surprise to me. I would have been surprised if it had gone in the other direction because no amount of cheating is going to help you in such a goddamn terrible situation. What the Democrats need to do is run a dark horse, an Obama-style candidate. Somebody with no baggage, no real history. They can call people conspiracy theorists when they dump their dirty laundry out there and say that they're crazy and stuff like that. They did this with Obama as well. That's probably the strategy that the DNC intends to employ. I do not believe that they are happy about the concept of Kamala Harris running. And we're not sure she's going to run anyway. We know that Gavin Newsom wants to run, but he hasn't made it official. I don't believe the DNC wants him either. He's sort of their he's their backup. With Buttigieg, I think the DNC would like him, but they realize also that the left fucking hates Buttigieg. I don't even know why. He's a gay dude who has a husband and a child and stuff like that. They should be embracing him. Instead, because his views are not, virulently far left, they've basically written him off. So the best possible strategy for the Dems is run a literal dark horse candidate. The best strategy for the GOP sort of depends on how well the Trump administration does. And the activistic judges of the world are trying to do everything they can to make sure that the administration is prevented from doing as many things as possible. But there are enough successes there, and I presume will be over the next year until the midterms. After that, it's anybody's guess. We got to wait until the midterms to judge what happens in the second half of the term. I would say J.D. Vance is obviously your safe choice. He knows how to meme. He's a little bit like Trump in that particular sense. He is well spoken. He's on the youngish side as far as politicians go. You know, being in your 40s or 50s is like being a spring chicken if you're in Congress, for example. There aren't many of them. You got a few cuties. You've got Anna Luna and Lauren Boebert and a few others. Some people say AOC. I think that they're fucking crazy. Don't stick your dick in crazy. Yeah, Anna Luna, she seems sane. AOC, I think she's fucking completely insane. She's completely nuts. But when we look at the Democratic primary numbers, that's the link in the description. This is from RCP from New Hampshire, actually. You can see basically it's Newsom versus Buttigieg versus Harris. That's your front line field for the primaries? Oh, that'll go over real well. The Democrats are wandering into a trap. They don't seem to realize it yet. Thankfully, they never watch my channel because they're in an echo chamber, so I'm not giving advice to my enemies. I want the Democratic Party to get crushed in the next election. Not because I'm a Republican, not because I'm a conservative, but because I want them to finally learn their lesson. I would like to be able to choose between at least two parties instead of having to constantly default to the Republicans, which I don't even agree with half the time, simply because at least they're acting sane. I would rather not have to do that. Why are you forcing me to vote Republican? I don't understand it, but the Democrats found a way. The Democrats are their own worst enemy, and they're the best sponsor for the Republican Party at the moment. They're like they're like spokespeople for the GOP's political movement. Again, it's inexplicable because normally it's Republicans that are acting in that manner. It's like, hey, here's the top 5 reasons I'm fucking insane. Yeah, by the way, you should totally not vote for the other guy, the person with the D after the name. That was the way it used to be. Now it seems to be the opposite. It's a little bit odd. That's about all. Peace out.